taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as.
Welcome to break down the continuation of the build-up to Conquest. Week 2 filled to the brim with action. We've got a main event number 1 contendership match for Drew McIntyre's title, as well as 2 qualifiers to the Conquest battle for the Women's Championship held by Julia. Strap on in, because we've got one heck of a show and it's going to be a fun ride. So let's get into the action right now. Well, let's kick off tonight right with Conquest qualifying action. A fatal 4-way set in the women's division. And it's only right we introduce some breakout stars on the breakout bracket. As Scarlett makes her IPW debut here in a Conquest qualifier.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match. Making her way to the ring, representing the Final Testament from Sin City,
Scarlett Bordeaux, an excellent sort of athletic star, bringing flexibility, versatility, and a style on the sinister side that can realistically just explode into psychotic energy. Tonight, her first test here in an IPW ring, set to be on one of the biggest opportunities any star can possibly get in a debut. Chance to earn a title match at Conquest. But the path is not as clear as one might expect, because we have a stacked 4-way as we bring in the mean streets as Miss Parker takes to the arena. 2026, the year of the breakout.
First, from Port St. Lucie, Florida,
here in IPW, and well, Miss Parker looking to get a big opportunity and transform it into success. Hard-hitting action follows Jada Parker wherever she goes, and she's about to make potential history and qualify for Conquest. As more and more ladies enter the field, how about we add a former IPW champion to the mix?
And from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Natalia!
The television champion during the road to the showdown, who eventually lost it to Lyra Valkyria. A member of the Hart dynasty, Natalya Neidhart. A different kettle of fish than what I would say most of the Hart members are. Someone that's bringing it to a more mixed wrestling style. Less about the submissions, more about that technical wrestling prowess and that blood sport sort of wrestling pedigree. And finally, the fourth lady in this bout brings some fire and desire.
And representing the unholy union from Glasgow, Scotland, Alba Fire!
Ready to watch the world burn is Alba Fire. Set for an interesting bout ahead for herself here. She hasn't been seen in IPW ring in quite some time, probably since the draft of IPW. And well, tonight, opportunity presented to her. A chance to get to Conquest. I dare say she did compete in a Conquest qualifier this time last year. Just checking my records for that matchup. She wasn't actually in the matchup, but I do know someone close to her was, who's potentially in a qualifier later on tonight. We'll get to talk about that nearer the time, but as we ready ourselves, our first matchup ready to get underway. Alba Fire, Natalya Neidhart, Jada Parker, and Scarlett get underway, and well, it's Scarlett taking early advantage over Natalya. Parker bringing down fire. Stomps coming out here. In fact, some nice boots across the body, causing some damage to Scarlett Bordeaux. Step up in Zaguri negates Natalya's offensive flurry as now Miss Parker has the chance to flatten Fire. Goes for the cover. And well, the pin on Bordeaux not going to work out there as Alba in the way, in the mix early to get in and break that up. Looking back, obviously, to Tuesday night, we had a couple of Conquest qualifiers there. And in fact, a potential matchup of the year candidate already. Two, in fact, on the same show. That obviously being the mystery opponent matchup. Austin Theory issued that open challenge, granted it for a potential chance at a championship. And well, he won out that matchup against a main event star. You might want to go check that matchup out. That was a pretty beautiful bout there on Tuesday night. Turn our attention though back to this matchup. Fairly back and forth across the early stages. As expected in a battle like this, it is everyone really just jockeying for position and trying to find a means to get into the madness. Right now, Natalya battling with Scarlett inside the ring. It's Fire and Parker having a little scurry on the outside, but that's set to return to the ring as a pinfall attempt comes through from Natalya. Not going to be able to net any form of a count just yet. Another pinfall attempt here. A roll-up this time, catching Fire. Again, Natalya not able to get a count. Meanwhile, Fire, gory bomb, putting down Scarlett with a finisher. She's looking to ascend to the top, but Natalya's not having any of it. Pinfall attempt. She's going to steal this attempted win on Scarlett. Only able to get the one thanks to Jada Parker's interference. Spinning elbow shot there from Parker could put her in good stead to win the match, but that's going to be stopped right in its tracks. Springboard offensive. Stop there as well. Now it's time for a good old burial of Triple H's big game-changing weapon, the sledgehammer brought into play. That's been utilized to take out Natalya as well as Alba Fire. Unable to connect onto Jada Parker, but now it's brought back up, but Natalya's going to stop that swinging. This time through. Scoop. Not going to have the slam to follow up. Instead, Fire chomp blocking at the knee. And it's joints and stopping Natalya in her tracks. I do believe, though, someone just got busted open. Nice German into the bridging suplex. Could be Scarlett taken a nice bloody path, but Scarlett's hooked up Natalya. A rampaging DDT. Spiking Natalya's head first into the mat. She's not done yet. Instead, she turns her attention to Parker. Scrunchy into the pin. It's going to be broken up there by Fire, but a near fall there for Bordeaux, who is taking over in this matchup. Slowly but surely, the advantage sneaking over to her. Fire trying to connect, can't do so. Parker, though, going to intervene, sends Scarlett for a run and sets her on the ropes. It's now Parker and Fire brawling. Natalya intervening. She's caught. Saito suplex from Fire puts her down. And now a mat slam. Gets Scarlett on the ground. The ring now controlled by Alba. Maybe looking to bring this match to an end. That could actually not be the case. It's a German suplex. Utilized there by Scarlett as Natalya deals with Fire. The action. Really, it's just finding a stable footing. Only one of these ladies can win this battle, but it is close right now. Pinfall attempt. Alba trying to win it. Scarlett intervening, but Natalya, she just baits in Scarlett to go break that up, and she's got her locked up. Sharpshooter applied. Fire out of position. Not gonna need to break it up, though. Instead, I think Fire may be helping Natty by damaging the knees and the legs of Jada Parker there. Pinfall attempt here for Natty. Gonna get a 2. Almost a win there for her, but still the action in favor of Natalya. Samoan drop from Parker. German from Natalya. Enlisting maneuvers here because these are the hard-hitting type of attacks. A schoolgirl pin here. Scarlett trying to steal it. Almost does so before any intervening from Alba can come in. Natty connects, correct. And pushes away Fire. Go for the cover here. All these ladies really just trying to find the perfect opportunity to win this battle. But that isn't coming anytime soon. A step up in Zaguri. Connecting there. Bang! Scorpion death drop from Scarlett. Lands schoolgirl. Scarlett caught Jada into the pin. And that's gonna be it. It was a battle of the schoolgirls. That's not something I expected to be saying here tonight, but it's the timing on that pin that really set Parker out from the rest of the field. We saw plenty of attempts at that style of pin. Natty used a few. So did Scarlett, but the last one from Parker, perfectly timed, and it was on the right target as well. Scarlett had taken a considerable amount of punishment from the field, and well, Parker able to swoop in time and catch her. In this moment, I thought had it. Parker trying to capitalize on Scarlett, who had her attention on Natty. But Natty staggered. And Parker caught.
Here is your winner, Shayna Parker.
But in the end, it comes down to one final act. And Miss Parker qualifies for Conquest. Well, it's in the books already that we were set to have the NWO in action tonight. Tag Team Wrestling coming your way as the Outsiders make their way to the ring ahead of a huge clash.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 608 pounds, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the NWO.
Last week on Breakdowns, Kevin Nash, irate as all hell, took to the ring. He called out the champion, and an impromptu non-title match took place here in the center of the squared circle. Nash winning that little flurry earned himself a title shot at Conquest. Tonight, he and his longtime partner Scott Hall are set to go up against, well, another WCW alumni. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
And their opponents, first from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, AJ Styles.
A reinvigorated AJ Styles rolling back the years yet again tonight, as he's ready to fly with that TNA theme just blasting through the breakdown arena. He's looking to work together with someone that idolizes him and his insane career. A dream team of sorts coming together here tonight. Styles looks for a huge first victory in 2026 alongside the Emerald Belt holder, the man that will defend against Kevin Nash at Conquest.
And from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, the prestigious World Champion, Will Oxley.
And you can draw a lot of similarities between Ospreay and Styles. Both obviously known for very powerful elbows, phenomenal forearm from Styles, the hidden blade from Ospreay. Styles that utilizing that Styles clash, but Ospreay also has that move in his repertoire, not to the same caliber or finish as the phenomenal one, but high flying, speedy offense, both great at it. I'd say a little bit more technical wrestling developed through the career of Styles, but Ospreay can go down that avenue. Obviously trained with the likes of Zack Sabre Jr. in the UK, so some understanding between these two as we get underway with this tag team matchup. The two stars not facing off against each other at Conquest, taken to the rings first as it's Scott Hall and AJ Styles battling to kick this one off. Hall, for the moment, had an advantage over Styles. That's going to be lost as Styles up over springboard, coming in. Nice clothesline. Drops Hall, and goes for the cover. Outsiders, one of the great teams of the Attitude Era. Not a part of WWE back then. WCW running rampant on Nitro. During those years, in the latter years I should say, Styles coming into the Cruiserweight division, trying to find his footing in pro wrestling. Then I believe all three of these stars, minus Ospreay, met up in TNA at one point. Not in the same faction up until maybe the main event kind of Mafia years. Well, not in the same faction was Styles and Nash, but they certainly met up around them years. Hall obviously left TNA by that point. And well, Styles, after the main event Mafia kind of left, he grew into the phenomenal one. He became a top star in the industry. He took over Japan and then took over WWE. It's such a long storied career that AJ possesses, and right now that career may be taking a toll on his body as well. He's been destroyed through the early stages of this match. Now it's time for your main matchup at Conquest. It's Ospreay and Nash in the ring here in this tag match. And well, Ospreay, he's looking for this drop kick. Nash is not allowing it to knock him down, and Ospreay needs to rethink the avenue of attack. Can't grab a hold of Nash, and, well, he eats a big clothesline for it. And Nash going to work like he started to do on last Thursday's show. A big boot from Hall as he now becomes the legal man. Taking Ospreay up, again trying to go for this power bomb. Cannot get it, and well, Ospreay gonna capitalize. A variation of that Spanish fly. Going to be utilized there to force Hall into a difficult situation. Attempted tag out there from Ospreay, not going to come into effect. Hall takes over in this situation. And it's impressive to look at this ring. All former World Heavyweight Champions in some form of the word, or former champion in some form of the word, I should say. Ospreay, former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, United States Champion. He won a lot of belts in New Japan. Former Never Openweight, I believe, as well. As for Nash, Big Sexy, former WCW World Champion, I believe. Hall, former Intercontinental. That historic reign. Obviously, that massive matchup with Shawn Michaels. A ladder match involving that Intercontinental Championship. And then you've got Styles, who's got a similar rap sheet to what Ospreay does, minus anything in AEW. Styles obviously capturing gold in WWE. Former world champion on the SmackDown brand. Going back to those days. Current tag champion, I should also point out, as he's got the calf crusher in. Not gonna be able to tap out Hall as well. A rope break called by our official big man Gregathy. Styles may have been looking there for the Styles clash, but not going to come into effect. Instead, I think he's going up top. Hooked up high for the Razor's Edge. Spikes him down into the pin. Ospreay into the ring. To break that one up, keep the matchup alive for his team, and well, phenomenal one. Having his wings clipped here. Atomic drop there by Hall. Now he's going to bring in Nash. Big Sexy. Stalking his prey. Looking to go 2 up on the Emerald Belt holder. Not something you typically see as a man with multiple wins over Will Ospreay. And few and far between in that regard that have done that. All now returns to the ring. Has AJ running. A drop down. A big man Gregathy gets in the way, keeps AJ out of harm. And Styles, Hangman's neck breaker. Gonna drop Hall straight down, and well, the champ's now in the picture. A grapple attempt not going to work through. Instead, has to go to a quick thinking maneuver. A combination followed up with a gorebuster. Going to bring down Hall into some trouble. Alpha Supremacy here is just a quick slam into the mat. Hall goes for the cover off it. And a quick kick out coming through there by the champ, who's relatively fresh in this matchup. Hasn't taken the big time offense that his partner has. And that's going to work in his favor. The issue is he's dealing with Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, who is just going Hall aggro. Turning this into an absolute slugfest. Ospreay's really struggling to find a path through this. Sent over the top into Nash, who's going to just dissect the champion on the outside as Hall watches on, realizing he is not in need of doing anything there. And that is Nash also setting up, knowing he can get away with it, as a fall-away slam connects onto the champion. Hall looking to ascend up top. Drops the elbow. But he's not done yet. Not going to be able to get Ospreay hooked up for the Razor's Edge this time. And Ospreay's going to make him pay. Perched up top. And I think it's time for a little kata. Oscutter. Off the top. Ospreay connects, and well, he's now got Hall down where he needs him. Goes for the cover here. Nash in. Breaks that pin up almost immediately. He senses the danger his partner's got himself into, but that's the effect of a matchup like this. Any shifting momentum can come on a dime, and a outsider's edge is that dime being flipped upside down. Nash in. He just wants the glory. AJ Styles, realizing that, sensed the danger, breaks up the pin. And now the champ has his chance to get some revenge for Thursday. Hidden Blade connects. Going for the cover. Nash is down. 2. Hall into the ring, but not called upon to break that up. Ospreay. Irish whip. Leapfrogs over. Caught. Try to go. Drop kick, and Nash makes him pay. Up and around. Ospreay escapes the attempt at that sidewalk slam. He connects with the Spanish Fly, and now the combination of offense onto Big Sexy can come through. Michinoku driver to finish the combo. And the champion has his challenger. The conquest on the ropes. Ripcord Rainmaker. Nash. 2 Sweets go up against the leader of the Bullet Club that initiated the 2 Sweets. A little insult to injury there. Styles avoids a big boot. Tries to come through. Back elbow from Nash. Stops AJ's recovery into this matchup. Styles has kind of been a punching bag for both Hall and Nash in this one. He needs to really find something that'll work out for him. Now busted open. Hall back into the picture. And Hall is not going to slow down by any means. Choke bomb. Sends AJ crashing into the mat. Styles to his feet. Catching Hall on the top. Hall's still able to fly. And Styles a little too brazen there. Made to pay. Hall not going to be able to capitalize on it though. Instead opts to bring in Kevin Nash to maybe seal the deal. Up high with AJ. For a moment I thought he was going jackknife. Instead swirly into the corner. Right in front of Ospreay. Such a calculated maneuver from the #1 contender. Just baiting Ospreay to maybe make a attempt at him. The Outsiders on the verge of victory. As AJ forced to kick out in time. An Irish whip. Sends him into the corner, but this is a bad position for Styles. Nash hooks him up. And we're going up. Maybe. No. For a moment there, Nash almost had an attempt at the jackknife, but Styles able to escape it. And now, the Phenomenal One unloads a combo. He's got the chance to make the tag and decides to do so. It's now champion challenger in the ring. Rolling senton from Ospreay. Immediate impact on entry to the ring. The champion looking to end it. It's the final chance he may get to put some punishment down onto Nash before Conquest hits. The combo good, the combo steady. But right now, this could be a statement-making maneuver. It's not from AJ, it's instead from Ospreay. Styles Clash connects. He drops the challenger. And now, it's time for a little Hidden Blade. looking to behead his challenger. He almost ends the match with it, but how about a second? The statement maker. No! Nash ducks, realizes the danger. Ospreay back with a basement dropkick. Not going to allow Kevin Nash to escape his peril. Michinoku driver. Nash to his feet. Caught Ospreay. Roll up here. One. No. For a moment, you had that gut feeling that Kevin Nash had just absorbed the punishment and in the last possible chance stole victory right under the nose of Ospreay, but that isn't the case, and now Nash has control. Realizing the danger, he escapes, having absorbed one hidden blade. He doesn't want to succumb to that punishment anymore. He tags out, brings in Scott Hall. Hall unable to connect onto Ospreay. And the champ, Poison Rana, spikes the head of Scott Hall into the mat. He opts to escape as well. The Phenomenal One battling Hall. And now, center of the ring, calf crusher applied. Will this get the tap? The answer's no, because Kevin Nash is in the picture. And he's going to eat a lethal combination. Nash is gone. Forced her outside. And now it's only fitting we end it with a Styles Clash from the perfecter of the move. 1, 2, no. How in the world did Scott Hall kick out of that? As we take a focus to Ospreay brawling with Nash on the outside. It's breaking down here inside the breakdown arena. Heavy offense connecting all around. As Nash just been taken out by Ospreay. And AJ, well, he did well to deal with Scott Hall, but now that's gone. Hall puts Styles into the fall-away slam position and takes him out. Nash down on the ringside. Styles caught on the inside. Up top for the outsider's edge. Pinfall attempt. Ospreay, though, in position. Breaks it up. The outsiders can't get victory just yet, but this could be it. Hall looking for a second. Styles trapped up top. Outsider's edge. And the pin. 1, 2, no! Somehow, Styles kicks out. And he's back on the offensive. Hall has given it his all. But still, Styles able to fight. Showcasing why he is phenomenal. High-bridging German. And now, a second. Why not? A trio into the pin. He keeps the bridge. And no. Hall forced to kick out. He escapes the ring. And AJ caught. Back elbow. He realizes the danger. Has Nash on the ropes. Sends him into his corner. Tag out. And now Styles and Ospreay looking for something here. Back elbows connect. Phenomenal combo is Ospreay and Styles as they've just brought the adrenaline, the action here tonight to battle with the outsiders. You think this is such a makeshift team that somehow they're working out, and Styles lash from Ospreay connects on the outside. It's only fitting in a matchup like this that comes through. Ospreay returns Nash to the ring, going for the cover. Hall quickly in to break it up, realizes the danger, but if you're Nash, you're now in more trouble. An Irish whip reverse, big boot avoided. Ospreay, basement dropkick, he's got Nash down. He's fired up here. All waiting for the tag. Gonna get it. Ospreay, chance to unload here. Has Scott Hall trapped in the corner. Hall fights back. Scoops up the champ. Running power slam. Puts him down. Hall bridging back. Submission locked in tight. Ospreay escaping with ease. And he's gotten Hall down. Perfect position. The submission was a mistake because a hidden blade takes the skull of Scott Hall. Nash in, breaks it up. Keeping the momentum, the matchup alive for his team yet again, but the Outsiders been on the receiving end of the heavy offense. The big shots from this makeshift team. They need something, a momentum shifting maneuver to get into this one once more. Ospreay battles back to his feet. Has Nash in the corner. Has Nash hooked up as well. Up and around. Selena the Tetsuya Naito finisher. Destino, that's its name. Hits it. As Styles heads to the apron. Lining up. Phenomenal forearm. One to the back of the head. A hidden blade. And why not add a phenomenal forearm? This one gonna bust open Kevin Nash, but the challenger receiving such vicious offense now. Tag out. Styles leaves it to the champion, who's calling his shot now. Phenomenal forearm from Ospreay. It's like a Padawan and his master going and utilizing the same teachings. Ospreay caught in the corner. As Hall and Nash looking for a momentum shifting maneuver. Nash up top. Jackknife. Pinfall attempt. But the issue for Nash is Styles there, able to break it up. This, though, might not be the case. Sidewalk slam 1, 2. Kick out needed. Ospreay keeping himself alive. For how much longer? Nash. A second in the symphony could be coming. Has Ospreay up. Jackknife. The second is enough. And for the second week in a row, the challenger has pinned the champion. Ospreay yet to pin Kevin Nash. Meanwhile, Nash, you gotta feel that last week was not a fluke. And now heading into Conquest, these two, you've got to say the favorites shifting over to Nash. Ospreay's title reign in deep trouble here. As we take a look at these replays overall, the back and forth action, and you've got to give credit to both Hall and Styles, both stepping up to this occasion as well, realizing the trouble, battling through for their partners to give them a shot in this match. But in the end, only two can be victorious, and the music now tells you the NWO, the Outsiders, came up trumps. The sidewalk slam here, while it looked like it wouldn't finish the match, we all know it's a precursor to the end game. Nash took his time and hit it. A jackknife to finish and seal the deal.
Here are your winners, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the NWO.
Big victory here, and we're only 2 matches into the show. 4 more to come, including a Conquest qualifier and the number 1 contenders matchup. A lot more explosive action left in the tank. Hopefully we get a change of pace here from that previously explosive bout. But I have got a feeling we're not going to get that here, as the Bruiserweights in town.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing New Catch Republic from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne!
He's nobody's bitch anymore. It's Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, stepping into a breakdown ring for the first time, I think, ever. An opportunity here for the Brit to lay claim and break out. And I believe General Manager Solo Sikoa, these big things in the star, he set him up with a solid first opponent. A man that's competed recently in the tag team division. As we bring some high-flying cruiserweight action towards you. As the insane speed of Axiom enters the equation.
And his opponent, representing Phryxia from Madrid, Spain, weighing in at 154 pounds, Axiom!
Overall, Axiom's not had the best of runnings here on Breakdown. I've got my Tuesday nights in my head, but hey, Thursday is where we're at right now. Axiom looking to find some success here on Breakdown in singles action instead of working alongside Nathan Frazier, part of Phryxium. Well, we're ready to go here. Let's get it on with our third bout of the evening, a monkey flip. To start us off, not something you typically see, as we get the Bruiserweight taking early control. Now, when we talk about British strong style, style perfected by the likes of Zack Sabre Jr., you've got to talk about Pete Dunne in that same category of superstar. Targeting the limbs, the fingers, the bones, the joints, you name it. They're all were master manipulators of joint control. Dunn. No stranger to manipulating finger joints. The ankles, the feetsies, the toesies. He will basically tear your body limb from limb apart. And you can see just how good he is. I'd say comparative to Sabre, who is a very heavy submission wrestling Brit. The Bruiserweight brings a bit more in terms of explosivity to the style. More of a striking, offensive, as well as explosive suplexes from Dunn that really elevates that British strong style. That being said, Axiom, no stranger to the British scene. Competing there, obviously his partner British as well. So, he knows what to do inside the ring against the Brits. In fact, I'm pretty sure these two have battled before on the Indies in one form or another. Done early pinfall attempt here. Only good for one, but the good thing about that is he has Axiom trapped on the mat for a moment. Able to go for a boot scrape across the face. Now, German suplex. A Brit, a Spaniard, and a German all in one match. Can you believe it? We also have an American referee, so we've got 4 different nationalities repped so far in this battle. How about we add another? Maybe a Mexican destroyer could be good as well. That was a big knee drop there by Axiom across the back of Dunn. That wasn't in any normal position either. Trapped on the ring apron. You think the fact that it isn't just a prone, straight surface. You have the corner joint there of the apron. You're going to take some heavy damage and crushing maybe of the lungs there if you're unlucky. The action now returns to the ring as Dunn. Slow to return. Lets the count go up one more. Axiom misses the grab. Dunn gets his. Saito suplex. Exploding with it. Dunn traps the arm. Yeet! Trying to break it into. Just wrenching back, pulling on Axiom's right arm there. Trying to remove some of that weaponry. And Axiom, well, he tries to connect with a dropkick. Fails to do so. Avoids the clothesline. That arm that Dunn's just tried to snap. Could be utilized as a weapon here for Axiom. Just fires that shot into Dunn, and now, caught. Dunn hooks up Axiom for a bitter end. Spikes him into the mat, and the cover comes through. 1, 2, and a kick out there. Axiom stays alive in this action. Dunn not done though. Ha, funny. Tiger Driver goes for the cover off it and gets another near fall. But he's closing in on the victory. Axiom struggling to find some momentum here as Pete Dunn just reaching a destructive finish maybe. Pulls Axiom to his feet. Again, hooks him up. Bitter ending to this one. 1, 2, 3. Ball game. Just like that. Dunn earns an explosive victory. And really, it just came down to the last 3 maneuvers. Bitter ending. into Tiger Driver, into bitter ending. Axiom and no comeback, no answer. And he could not get that shoulder off the mat before the count reached 3. Thus, the Bruiserweight victorious in his debut here on Breakdown. And that sets you up in good standing, maybe. A potential chance to battle Big Daddy Dre in the future. Or earn himself that potential title shot in a number 1 contenders match. Certainly not a title shot just yet, as we will obviously name number 1 contender in our main event. But for now, the Bruiserweight can enjoy a bittersweet victory. It's so nice we'll do it twice. Our second Conquest qualifier. Fatal 4-way for the women's division. Set to set sail as the Kabuki Warriors, the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane.
The following is a fatal 4-way match. Making her way to the ring, representing Damage Control from Yamaguchi, Japan, Kairi Sane.
Takes to the ring. Excuse me. And this is an interesting matchup for Kairi. Not involved in the original Conquest, but it's someone that I feel would be suited to that matchup. A battle that just is a constant just brawl. Everyone and anyone fighting one another, and it just comes down to who can remain the last standing and take the least amount of damage. Kairi Sane, the type of lady that just goes ape shit crazy and just unloads on everyone. And we'll certainly hopefully see that in a Fatal 4-Way here tonight. Well, earlier in the night, her partner unsuccessful in a Conquest qualifier. But how about we add the woman who was in the original Conquest?
And her opponents, first representing the Unholy Union from Glasgow, Scotland, Isla Dawn.
Dawn won her qualifier last year. And then in the Conquest battle, struggled to get going. She had a good showing, don't get me wrong, but in the end, obviously not victorious. Tonight, she's looking to go back-to-back Conquest shows, winning her only chance to get onto the live event. Now, there may be an opportunity for the Unholy Union in the women's tag team division. Obviously, Fatal Influence have not got an opponent for the show. In fact, they may not even be in the show. That's yet to be decided, but for now, if Isla Dawn doesn't win this, there could be a potential number 1 contendership for the Women's Tag Team Championships in the near future. And from one Scot
From Ayrshire, Scotland, Piper Niven.
to another, Niven and Dawn gonna go back brawling against one another. Something that certainly happened on the British independent scene is those two battling. And tonight they're gonna go toe to toe yet again. Niven hopefully looking to back up her tag partner at Conquest. Obviously, Chelsea Green qualified already. Now has a chance to do the unthinkable and earn her way into the matchup.
And from Riverside, California, Candice LeRae.
But you have to go through probably the most experienced woman in this bout. The Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae. Honestly, all four of these ladies in with a shot of qualifying. I'd say probably Sane has the best chance. Is probably your favorite in this matchup, but when you look at it, the chance is pretty slim. For everyone, because it is such a even bout. Solo Sikoa's done a good job setting this bout up. We get going here. Candice LeRae, Isla Dawn battling. Kairi Sane and Piper Niven on the other side of things. Ray dropping. Dawn trying to stomp through, misses. Dawn hits a clothesline. You got Scottish Brutality. Two bruisers from Europe battling high-flying Japanese offense. And then American graps from LeRae. You've got the high-flying technical wrestling that she possesses. Former Speed champion. Up against a former tag champion. In fact, two former tag champions. Three, maybe. In fact, certainly three. Kabuki Warriors won the tag gold. In fact, of the three of the ladies, they're the latest champions. Dawn, I believe the Unholy Union won tag gold in NXT. And then Niven and Green have certainly won the gold together. So, three former tag champions here. All looking and vying for singles success. Kairi. Gonna stun Dawn on the ropes. As LeRae forced to the outside to recover. In a situation like this, as we saw earlier in the show, it comes down to picking a moment to strike. Jada Parker waited. She didn't land any of her big offense. It's not about that. It's about observing the matchup, picking the moment to strike, and securing the win. LeRae tries to connect, can't do so. Instead, a big crossbody from Niven connects onto both her and Sane. Referee's been taken out by Isla Dawn. Jump block from LeRae. Well, it's Candice who's in the best position right now. Never mind. Facebuster. Sane. Timeout called. Tries to charge in, caught though. Dawn stomps that. Dawn. There's an affinity for the Saito suplex here tonight. It seems everyone's going for it. Dawn. The third in 3 matches to do so. Why not, Niven? Add your own into the mix. Off the rope she goes. Tries to hit the splash. Dawn wise to it. Springboard maneuver from Sane falls short, and Dawn, no, not going to be able to stomp in onto Niven. Both Scots missing, but knowing so much about themselves, they're telegraphing it. Sane just missed it, the poison pixie. Hopefully it's not poison out the mouth of Sane. Coloss from Dawn. Isla into the cover there. Niven gonna stop it. Why not? Showstopper. Final cut. 1. Pin broken up there. Dawn hitting the most explosive offense so far. Trying to utilize it to basically weaken one lady and then get the cover on them. That woman seems to be her fellow Scotsman, Piper Niven, but right now that may be changing as well. She's caught. Beautiful leg trap German from Insane. Why not? Destino onto Niven. Pinfall attempt. Destroyer by Lorray, I believe we saw in the forefront of the camera shot there onto the pin. All of these ladies really giving it their all. Niven's kind of struggled to pick her shots. Maybe able to get some now as the splash connects in the corner. Up she goes. Dropping the Vader bomb. 1, 2. No, nearly. No response either by Sane, who's now coming in to kind of negate the momentum that Niven's just picked up. Pinfall attempt. Lorraine's back to her feet. Gonna break that one up. Sane's not stealing it just yet, anyway. Dawn back to her feet. On the offensive. Stomping away onto Sane. Now dealing with Niven once more. Lorray stuck on the ropes. Gonna get off them now, and Wells straight on the offensive. Has Kyrie in trouble, who's rolling about on them steps. Not the best place to be rolling. As well, Pop Rocks, Code Red. You name it, she's done it. Lorray connecting with that big time maneuver. Sane, Hangman's neck breaker. Dealing with Lorray, wheelbarrow stunner. Inside the ring, Niven's going for the cover. Sane into the picture. In time to break it up. Niven can't grab a hold of her. Sane puts her in the corner, trying to maybe set up for the anchor. Niven, though, this time able to connect with the crossbody. Tries to go a second onto Dawn, but again, Isla too wise to that maneuver. Avoids it. And the kendo stick's now just crashing the body in of everyone involved. Lorray taking over. Goes for the cover here. Using the ropes for leverage as well. 1. And well, the Pirate Princess is not having any of that. Breaks it up. Mat slam from Niven. Getting back on the offensive after almost losing the matchup there. Sane still going insane. Speaking of insane, how about the insane? Elbow, no, missing. Dawn realized the danger, avoids it. Kyrie needs something else to pick up the win. How about a powerbomb? Niven. Michinoku driver pinfall though from Sane. 2. No. Niven breaks it up. Stiff right from Sane. Dropping Lorray. And now, going pile driver. Can't get it. Backdrop. Comes through from Niven to stop Sane's advance. And she's also going to stop Dawn. Ray trying to pick the ankle. Not able to get it. May have been thinking Mrs. Gargano escape. Drop kick from Dawn. Going to even the playing field. Goes for the cover here. Lorray slowly getting to her feet. 1. And a kick out. Sane, honestly, the freshest woman in this matchup, has not taken much punishment here. It's just going to taunt on the outside. A little booty cheek slaps. She realizes she can just come in and break that pin up with ease. Lorray. Still fighting, delivering a lot of punishment here. Nice combo into a side Russian leg sweep. Brings down Niven. And now, weapon in hand. Not going to be able to swing it for the fences just yet. Instead, misting attempt from Dawn. I thought we'd saw the last of the mist from Sane. That's not the case, is it? I think both ladies went to the same woman to get that missed. A nice DDT through the ropes from Lorray connects inside the ring. Electric chair facebuster from Niven, who's not done yet. As Dawn hooked up Michinoku driver pinfall attempt, but Lorray in to save the day. Neither woman really given an inch here, and you can't blame them. They're vying for qualification to a show at the end of January that they all want to be in because it's a title shot. It's an opportunity at Julia's championship. The champion biding her time, preparing week in, week out, has the opportunity to scout the competition. There's a final cut from Dawn. Pinfall attempt. Clearly Dawn's busted open, as we saw in that angle. Early in the match, I believe that happened. Destino from Sane. Gonna go for the cover here. Dawn watching on. She breaks that up. And this is where the match is gonna break down. We're at the stage where people's bodies are hurting. And well, they're gonna be in trouble as well. Lorray. Submission hold here. Tell a lie, just gotta stomp the head of Dawn into the mat. Opts for the cover. Sane in, gonna break it up. Lorray. Caught. Oh! Scottish Destroyer by Niven. Did not expect that. Signature Kyrie offense. Off the rope she goes to hit that next swing. And then an insane elbow. Drops it on the dime. Pushes the button. Goes for the cover. Dawn, where is she? There. In time. Stops the offensive onto Lorray just to save the matchup. Drops the elbow as well. Niven must be in a world of hurt. Opts for the cover. Gargano escape though. Dawn qualifies yet again for Conquest. 2 for 2 in qualifiers to Conquest is Isla Dawn. This lady has an affinity for this pay-per-view, this live event, and well, I can't blame her. Yet again, she goes to the fuckfest. That massive 8-woman brawl. And so far, of the women qualified, I'd say she is the most capable in the matchup. But she wisely picked her moment here tonight. Shut down the competition and shot her shot. I have to say, it was poor timing from Lorray to look for the Gargano escape. It cost her massively. As the pinfall was counted, referee.
Here is your winner, Isla Dawn.
Had no focus on the submission. All eyes was on Dawn in that pin, as she takes a step towards Conquest. Well, Conquest qualifiers done ski for the night. How about we unleash the muscle freaks?
One fall, making his way to the ring from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 276 pounds. Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
I'm not gonna lie. Breakdown is home to the future prospects, but it's also home to the big boys, the big genetic freaks, the powerhouses. And Scotty Steiner fits that equation. For some reason, I've got the term in my head, muscle mummies, but I wouldn't call Scotty's P a muscle mummy. That's more reserved for the likes of Rhea Ripley and Hal Fallon Henley. Less need for the serious commentary for a matchup like this. The big qualifiers done ski for the night. How about we just bring some entertainment? As it's time for a brawl.
And his opponent from Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens.
Fight Owens, fight. Kill Steen, kill. KO is looking to break down his show. Something he's not been able to do just yet. In fact, the opportunities over recent months has eluded Kevin Owens, and well, tonight he's going to get that shot, that chance to just prove me wrong and prove why he deserves show time here in the co-main event. We're underway. As I say, it's the co-main event, and Owens straight out of the gates. Both men down. Both back up at the same time. Steiner now has the better of the situation. You look at these two. Honestly, both promo experts in their own right. Both, I'd say, bringing a lot of power to the plate. Big Papa Pump, clearly overpowering Owens, though, as a genetic freak. Pure muscle. Twice now. Getting the better of Owens in collar and elbow tie-ups. Clean break, surprisingly, from the two. Both do have the tendency to go a little cheap in their playbooks, but it is what it is both repping the red and black gear tonight. A nice look overall for them. Perhaps they're potentially forming a partnership. That could be interesting. The Freak Show could be the name of it. As you say, no need for the serious commentary, a bit more down to earth with this one. As Owens just unloading some heavy shots here. As the third tie-up between the two takes place. Again, Big Papa Pump forcing Owens into the ropes. This time another clean break. But it is Scott Steiner firing the first shot out of that break as well, though. An Irish whip going to be caught there by Scott Steiner, stopping any momentum Owens was trying to pick up. And, well, once Owens is down on the mat, a crocodile roll into a crossface. Steiner, while he is muscled up and does bring explosivity in the ring, you look back to his younger days in wrestling, technical wrestling, the Steiner brothers' repertoire, amateur wrestling, their bread and butter. So Scotty has that in his repertoire, but that's a pop-up powerbomb from Owens. Not done yet. Package Canadian cock tease. Oh my. I don't think WWE call it that, but that's what I know it as. And that's a stunner, though. 1, 2, and a kick out there for Scott Steiner. Keeps the matchup alive. Owens has found that momentum that he struggled to get in the early stages. Steiner really needs to quell this. But he's struggling to do so. Owens lining him up. Yet again, an Irish whip. How about it? 2 drop downs. Back elbow. I thought for a second we're getting a little pop-up, but no. That's not the case just yet. Steiner takes the back. Full Nelson. Owens able to break it. Nice judo throw there. Puts down Steiner and hits the splash on him. As we get through our co-main event here. One more match obviously follows this on main. Number 1 contendership to Drew McIntyre's Amethyst belt. A special main event that is, as Scott hits the big time. Just a screwdriver. Beautifully executed there. I mean, it had to happen this match, didn't it? A nice Saito. We've got a lot of suplexes here on tonight's show, it seems. Big Papa Pump in control. Scoops up Owens. Owens out the back door. Quick to escape danger. Well, he's maybe putting some danger down. No, can't hit the senton. Scott Steiner with the Irish whip into the gut wrench. Around the world with that one into the pin. 1. Not even 2, my word. You heard that of my voice kick off there. I thought he was getting it for sure. And a screwdriver, usually a good means to get to that point, but Owens resilient. One tough SOB. Pop up, no power bomb there. Instead of Frankensteiner. What Scott was looking for. The previous pop-up powerbomb. And now, Steiner recliner. Too goddamn close to the ropes, though. Referee calls for the break there. And, well, our referees, Big Kim, are usually pretty right with them. Running power slam from Scotty. Now into the cover. 1, 2, gets it. Steiner victorious here in our co-main event. I mean, this delivered how I expected it to. Just pure chaos. It was brilliant to witness. If I give my expert analysis, Owens has some really weird move names. There you go. He did put on a showing, though. Hit his big maneuvers. Steiner still very resilient. Absorbed the punishment like he's doing some mathematics. And then, bang with the screwdriver. And from there, straight back on the offensive, Frankensteiner into Steiner recliner, into this power slam. It's good night, Owens. Sleep, Owens, sleep.
Here is your winner, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
And win Steiner win. Well, co-main event now in the books. It's main event time. Number 1 contendership on the line for Drew McIntyre's title. Let's get to it. Well, it's main event time, but I did not expect to be seeing this Tron or hear this music. The champ's in the house. Oh no. Solo's done it again. Special guest referee. Duties drawn for the champ. Bang!
The following is a special referee match. Please welcome the special referee for this match, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
I guess the implications are set. McIntyre, a front row seat for deciding his number 1 contender. Because let's be honest, he will be deciding who is number 1 contender in this battle. There's no doubt about it. But who would you rather face? a hardcore legend of the game, or the power of positivity. I certainly would want to face neither of them, because I would get my ass kicked.
First, from Philadelphia, weighing in at 240 pounds, the Sandman.
There's the beer drinking, well, beer crashing on the cat head type thing. Deranged man, I would typically call him, enters the arena. Honestly, I might just shell out the big bucks if Sandman makes it to Conquest and have Enter the Sandman play in for his entrance music. Da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Enter light, exit night. Take my hand, off to never, never land. Say a prayer, it's so long. You can tell what I think about the Sandman's entrance here. It's a long-winded build-up, especially with probably the worst song ever. If he had Enter the Sandman, I could at least enjoy myself. And you go back to the Hammerstein Ballroom days, entering to that song in ECF&W. This man would have been an absolute legend. But alas, we don't get that. But we somehow get many men for a non-wrestler in a game. Go figure. Anyway, let's focus in on the matchup.
Representing the New Day from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 285 pounds, Big E.
We lost the serious edge in our co-main event. Let's bring it back down to reality for the main. There's the power of positivity. Big E hip swirls his way into this co-main event. If you're wondering how these two got into this #1 contendership bout, well, we go back to last week. Simple as that. The worst New Day claps take place inside the arena I've ever heard. As an early pinfall here comes through from Big E. 2 count could be off that literal one maneuver. As we tie up here, collar and elbow. Big Daddy Drew watching on. Gonna be forced out of the way as the Sandman forces Big E into the ropes. Drew gonna give him a clean break, but Sandman gonna fire off a shot as soon as the break happens. Again, surprisingly, the Sandman overpowering Big E. Considering Big E a bodybuilder and his entire game is built around power, that certainly surprises me. Third tie-up though, Big E gets the better of the situation. Waistlock applied. Headlock takedown into side control now. Wrenching on it, and this is the first actual bit of technical wrestling we're getting to see tonight. Outside of the Peter Dunne matchup, but even then the collar and elbows were nothing. It was just about power. This time we got a little bit of technical. Only a glimpse, but an early pinfall here. Another 2 count coming through in the early stages of this bout. Drew counting it fairly. so far. Roll up here. 1. And a kick out. The last special referee match in IPW goes back to literally prior to cash out. In fact, I believe it was down the rabbit hole in the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley title match. The Who's Your Mommy match. That favorite match of mine from 2025. Honestly, a number one nominee for the matchup of the year. Obviously did not win it. That went to the Lyra Valkyria Natalia match during the Road to the Showdown. Obviously, this year we're going to keep track of matchups that really popped off this year. So far, we've got one of them that happened this week. In fact, we mentioned it earlier in the show. A special guest referee, the mystery opponent match for Austin Theory. Certainly a pop-off performance there. Sandman hits that swanton off the top rope there. Has control over Big E at this stage of the match. And that is nice here for the Hardcore Reverend. Trying to maybe go pile driver there. Big E gonna stop it. Dead. Hands the Sandman up. Fireman's carry, snake eyes. Not gonna be able to stomp through there as well. Sandman reverses it, only for a moment. Big E takes over. We have Big Daddy Drew getting a nice blocky position on the view of the match, but that's okay. He's a champ, he deserves to stand where he likes. Something that I am noticing, though, when they do stand there, is clearly the referee pants limit the badonkadonks of the opponent. 2K comeback inbound here for Big E. Backdrop comes through in it. Add in a spine buster to finish the combo, and he goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out there. Drew calling it down the middle. To be honest here, if I'm him, I don't know which of these two I would like to be facing at Conquest. I'd have to say maybe the Sandman in this situation. Big E hits the splash. And the straps come down. He's feeling it. It might be time to end it here. He's caught though. Sandman has him. Gonna toss him across the ring. Goes for the cover himself. 1, 2. And a kick out there. Keeps this matchup alive. Another pin here for the Sandman. 1, 2. And a kick out again. Big E getting tired though with these kickouts. You can see as he kind of desperately rolled that shoulder off with that one. Now, stalling vertical. Comes out from the Sandman. You can see it's done a number on both men. The Sandman's slow to get up, but is able to do so first. Lining up Big E. Just gonna go for the double leg takedown. Now, the vicious side. That extreme TV style that the Sandman has coming into play. He's lining up Big E. Can't get it again. Whatever he's going for, Big E is stopping it. Similar sort of story for for Big E as well. Sandman's wise to it. Scorpion Death Drop comes through as a safety precaution as Sandman heads up top, trying to go for that rolling senton again. And Big E stops it this time. Pinfall attempt. Only good for one. Sandman back to his feet. Allowed up there, and he's got Big E hooked up. Up to the powerbomb position. Not going to go for that. Just instead, gunstone off the ropes. Pinfall attempt again. A 2 follows through. But Big E, this time a little bit more emphatic with the kick out. He needs it. The energy is lacking. As that's just a return to sender with the clothesline. Cross sleeper hold locked in here now. Rear naked as it's also known. Big E escapes that hold. Sense the danger. Can't hit with that haymaker clothesline. And the Sandman's going to make him pay. Lying in wait. Ready to strike. This time, Big E can't negate it. We're taking a little walk. Because it's time for a spike. Pile driver. Plants him down for the cover. And gets it. Well, I'm a man of my word. Enter the Sandman's going to be rocking the arena at Conquest. As Big Daddy Drew will be defending his championship against the ECW legend. And with a first front row seat, I should say, to this matchup, Drew kind of can see what's coming his way. But the big thing is that I know about the Sandman style is it is unpredictable to the core, and well, Drew needs to really think of countermeasures to the certain moves Sandman likes to go to. Fortunately for Big E, he was unable to game plan it. He stopped several attempts at that spike pile driver, but the last one, just too strong, too much to deal with. Yeah, the neck went crack, and the Sandman got the 3-tap on the mat. I'm sorry, but whenever I hear this song now, all I'm gonna think of is Enter the Sandman and just singing it. But yes, Sandman wins here tonight.
Here is your winner, the Sandman.
Thanks for joining me for this pretty solid episode of Breakdown. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and if you want to know. We'll see you for Underground this weekend. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big